and welcome to Locking Down with Isabela Jane
and Rosie. Yeah, a massive thank you to IDN.TV. Thank you so much for hosting us. Thanks to the team backstage, and especially thanks to all of you for watching. We do this for you guys.
Yeah, we do. And if you guys have any comments, any questions, drop them down below and we would love to respond to them, answer any questions. So remember last week, Rosie, we had a really cool magician come on.
Yeah, that guy was good, hey?
It was really good. I couldn't believe all the magic that he could actually do. So I think we should have him on again, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should. And also the otherless scientist.
Oh, yeah, of course. We have Teacher Carl who comes on often and explains things to us.
We're going to have him on today because I still have a lot of questions.
Well, like what?
Well, I have questions about photosynthesis and other things.
Okay. All right. So we'll get Teacher Carl on to answer questions about photosynthesis and other things.
Fantastic.
Well, Rosie, if you have any questions about maths or grammar, remember we have that really cool show called Maths and Grammar 101?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I thought we could play one of those episodes now.
I love those episodes. Guys, let's watch some maths and grammar. Because learning is fun.
It is fun.
See you fun.
Rosie is my puppet pal. Her hair is straight and yellow.
I'll wear a dress and think of you,
and we both say hello.
Hey guys, and welcome to
Maths and Grammar 101. Making counting and spelling super fun. With Isabela Jane and
Rosie. It's good to have you back.
It really is, guys. Thank you for joining us.
This is scary. Maths and grammar.
Maths and grammar isn't scary.
Well, maths is.
What's scary about maths?
The times tables.
Well, they can be a little bit hectic. I remember in school, I always found the 9 times table really scary.
Why?
It's just a big number. At the 10 times table becomes a little bit easier, but the 9 times table is quite daunting.
Well, we have the trick for the 9 times table.
Yeah, we do. So we've actually got quite a cool trick for the 9 times table. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is
18. 27, 36, 35,
54, 63,
72,
81,
90.
So it's pretty easy when you just memorize it. But if you're suddenly given it 9 times 6,
54.
How do you work it out? Well, guys, we have got a really cool chart here. You can have a look. So we start basically going from 0 to 9. And then we go from 9
to 0.
And that kind of gives you your answers. So with your 9 times 1, your first top is your 0. And then you basically start with then
the other way around.
Yes, and you have a 9. So it becomes 1 times 9 is
9.
And then 2 times 9, we look, okay, 0, 1. So it's 1, and then 9, 8.
So it's 18.
9 times 3, 0, 1, 2. So it's 2, 9, 8.
7, 27.
There you go, and you can even go the other way around. So 9 times 10. So we start with the 9, and then we start with the 0.
So 90.
Yeah. 9 times 9. 9, 8.
8.
And then 0, 1.
1.
81.
Oh, that's a very clever trick, Bella.
It is. I mean, if you have it all written out, it's a little bit easier. But if you just visualize that whole process.
There you go. 9 times table. Solved.
There you go.
And Bella, what's our grammar for today?
Well, I thought that we would bust a rule.
Bust a rule?
Yeah.
Which rule?
I before E except after C.
Well, that's a good rule.
But I found some little holes in the rule, Rosie, which I thought we could address in this Math Grammar 101 hack.
Okay, so what is wrong with either E except after C? Because when you spell the leave, it's IE, and when you spell receive, it's EI.
Yeah, but what about when you spell weird? Exactly, that's EI. So it's not I before E except after C.
Okay,
Or wait.
that's different.
No, not the W-A-I-T. It's the wait. The W-E-I-G-H-T.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. I before E except after C and
W.
there you go. We've just adjusted the rule. And another thing, yeah. I before E except after C and W, but what about neighbor?
Oh, that's EI too, hey.
And that's not a C or a W.
Well, then how do we sort that one out?
I before E except after C or W, or when it has the sound A.
Ada. That's clever. So when it sounds like an A.
There we go. Or, I mean, you can look at the weird and kind of adjust that rule. And it's when it's a long E-ing sound, like C's, weird, it's EI.
Oh, that's quite clever. So it is either for E except after C and W, and if it has an E sound or an A sound.
There you go, guys. There's your E before I before E, sure, except after C.
Rule
Busted. So thank you guys for watching another episode of
Maths and Grammar 101, making counting and spelling super fun. With Isabella, Jane, and
Rosie. Yeah. Oh, I love doing that series too. I'm sad. I think we're learning a few more coming out.
Oh, there's so many hacks, that you can get from Maths and Grammar.
No, I'm sure we can get more. If you just do it
Rosie, well, I am just going to you smiling and be happy.
I am happy. I just think there's the star. We need more shows.
Okay, all right. But this right now isn't your show. This is our show. This is my show. We're not doing this again, Rosie. This is our show. It's Rocking Down with Isabella, Jane, and Rosie. We are a team.
Yeah. I'm the star of the show.
Okay.
And I'm the star of many, many shows.
Okay. So, guys, just a quick reminder to be wearing our masks whenever we go out.
You see, now you're avoiding this argument.
Yes, I am. Sanitize your hands as much as you can. Wash them whenever you remember.
Okay.
Keep your distance.
Yeah, and apparently don't start fights.
Yeah. Don't start fights, Rosie.
See, I don't want to start a fight, Isabella.
Well, this is the first time you've ever called me Isabella.
It is.
Hmm.
I used to call you Della.
Yeah. You see, now you're trying to get all professional with me because you're upset.
No, I'm not upset. I just think there needs to be credit where it's due.
And I give you credit. It's Isabella, Jane, and Rosie.
And what's the trouble with that sentence?
I don't know what's the problem with that sentence.
Why am I at the end?
Because it sounds better.
No, it doesn't. Rosie and Isabella.
Okay, first the worst, second the best.
You see? There you go. I am the best, and this is my show.
Okay.
Also, another way you can think about it.
What's that?
You see, at the end of every joke, there's the best part, and it's called the punchline.
Okay.
I am the end of every joke.
Okay.
I'm the best part of the joke.
Okay, Rosie.
I come up with the best jokes.
Yes, you come up with great jokes.
This is why it's my show.
Okay, right. So speaking of shows, we do have a
new show, Donnie.
A new show, thank you, out. It is called Gotta Eat SA.
Because every daddy's gotta eat, and we're based in SA, South Africa.
I think they got that.
No, I don't think they got it. So it's gotta eat. It's a cooking show. Yeah, imagine me cooking. Oh,
You don't have to remember. I mean, imagine.
no, you don't. You're like missing all this. Just let me talk, okay? My show. Guys, you don't have to imagine me cooking because, well, you can watch it.
Yep, you can. In fact, we're going to play you the intro to our new show, Gotta Eat, with our other two hosts, Richard and Ashley.
Let's watch.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm cooking everything I've always wanted to cook, and you can too.
Hello, it's Isabela Jane.
And Rosie,
If we can cook,
so can you.
What's up? I'm Richard and I'm cooking breakfast and you can too.
Today we are making cake pops.
Today on the breakfast edition, we are making overnight oats. It's like a yellow Hulk smash. Smash it!
Today we're making croque monsieur. It's really decadent.
apple roses,
Popular.
Maple bacon, French toast roll-ups.
Cake pops.
Chinese bao.
Overnight oats.
quiche,
Cinnamon toast sticks.
lamingtons.
Welcome to Gotta Eat.
The cooking show for everyone.
Because everybody's
Gotta eat.
I'm so excited for you guys to watch this. So a little fun fact, we as ventriloquist, Rosie can't say the letter P. So if you take my ventriloquism workshop, we'll play your promo of that at the end of the show. If you take the workshop, you'll see how we try and avoid P's and T, not T's, but P's and M's and B's.
Yeah, so cooking cake pops.
Cake pops is a bit of a challenge, but check it out. We made cake pops on Gotta Eat.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Hello, you are watching Gotta Eat. My name is Isabela Jane, and
I am Rosie, and I love doing this show
why?
because you're actually learning how to cook. Well done.
Thank you, and I'm teaching as well.
Yes, you are, so pay attention because today we are making cake pops.
Yeah, we're gonna make cake pops. And Rosie, do you want to tell everyone what we need?
Of course, all you need is a homemade cake, a vanilla cake. We made it pink because I am pink. And then buttercream icing, some cooking chocolate. We're using white chocolate. Some unicorn sprinkles, food coloring in the form of powder for decoration.
Yes. So for this, we advise that you do not have one hand occupied because you do need two hands.
What does that mean for me?
You're going to sit out, and I'm going to make this, and then you can come back out.
This is very nice. They want to watch me.
Okay, you're gonna go.
Bye.
So our first step is we're going to take some cake. I'm using my hands; they are clean. Make sure you are clean. Take some cake. That was pathetic. I'm going to put more in. I'm putting all the cake in. It's cake pops, not cake pop. Rosie did say it has to be homemade. It doesn't. You can honestly buy a vanilla cake. And then we're going to take our butter frosting and we're going to put it in, and it's going to be all sticky and gooey. So it's really fun for kids to get involved with and get your hands all sugary, really. Mix it in. We will be using our hands, so just be prepared. So we don't want too much icing because we don't want them to be like too wet. We need quite a little bit of stiffness when you like mush it together like a dough, because we're going to be rolling them into balls. Okay, I would say that's like a boliki consistency, which means small ball. Take some,
Gross. Have your kids do this. We're going to pop this on some baking paper so it doesn't stick. So once we've put them in a ball, remember you don't want it too moist because you want it to stick nicely. And also, we are now going to put it into the freezer because we want them nice and cold for when we dip it into the chocolate. So with about 5 to 10 minutes in the fridge or freezer, we're going to get our cake pops out of the fridge or freezer. They're nice and cold, which is perfect because we are going to be dipping them in our chocolate and we want it to harden quite quickly around the cake pop, but not too quickly because we want to decorate it first. So our number one step is taking some sticks. We're going to take a cake pop, stick it in, make sure you don't go all the way into the cake. And then to help it stick, we'll take it out, dip the stick in some chocolate, put it back in. Got a cake pop. But it looks a little bare. No need to worry. We're going to now use our chocolate. So what are we going to do with this? We are going to color our chocolate and we are going to do pink and purple cake pops because our actual cake is a shade of pink. So take our powdered food coloring. We're using powder because we don't want the gluten in the chocolate to mix weirdly. So there's actually science behind it. And we're going to start off with a tiny bit, barely even a pinch. Mix it in. We have melted our chocolate literally just in the microwave in intervals because you don't want it to explode or something. But make sure that an adult does do that because sugar does get really, really hot and you don't want to burn yourself. So we're at like 50 shades of between pink and purple, so we'll get there. Once you've settled on your two colors, you can really go as much or as little as you want to. I'm going for nice pastel colors. And now let's take our first cake pop. I have got some unicorn sprinkle decorations. Again, it's entirely up to you with what you want to decorate it with. You can go with different themes, so different party theme, whatever you'd like to do. But we are making unicorns because I like unicorns. So we're going to dip it in the chocolate. Use our spoon just to help out. And while it's still wet, you want to just sprinkle, not too many, and pop it on a plate. Again, we'll probably put this into the fridge just to make sure it's nice and crunchy. There you go, cake pops. Very easy to make, and I didn't even have to put these in the fridge. So easy to make, guys. Really, if I can do it, so can you.
I don't understand something.
What?
Why didn't I come back out at the end of that video?
Okay, I have to be really honest with you, Rosie. You know how hard it is talking to you and cooking at the same time, and things slip my mind.
How on earth do I slip your mind?
I don't know. I was cooking, it was yummy there with chocolate and unicorn sprinkles, and I didn't think to show you.
You didn't think I was important enough to show or to taste.
You can't taste.
Yeah, but to look.
Sorry.
It's awful.
It's terrible. I forgot. I literally completely forgot to bring you out again.
That's the worst thing you can say to a friend.
Yeah, but that's why, Rosie, that's why you get this show. You know? This is your show.
Now you're just sucking up. That's a lie. You want this to be your show. I'm in fact surprised that I'm even here right now. I mean, you could have just forgotten about me.
No, Rosie, I don't forget about you. It's just when I'm cooking with one hand and trying to talk with my mouth closed.
What do you mean?
All I'm saying is that sometimes too much goes on in my head and it's not you.
That didn't help anything. Horrible. I should always be at the forefront of your head. You know, Dilla?
Yes.
You're always in my head. Literally.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm sorry. What I'm going to do is we're going to show a really cool episode of something else because I know that you love to travel.
Well, I guess I do.
Yeah, you see, I know things and I know that you love traveling.
Ah,
I know that you love tacos.
not really, but okay.
All right, but for the purpose of this,
Yes, yes. And I love tacos. And I love missing out and tasting cake tops.
okay, Rosie, we're going to travel.
Really?
Yeah, we are going to travel. I know that, guys, traveling is a little bit difficult with the coronavirus, but you can go anywhere, do anything with your imagination. So let's go around the world. Let's check out a really cool place. Let's go to
Where?
Mexico. That's right.
Rosie is my puppet pal. Her hair is straight and yellow.
I wear a dress that's pink on hue.
And we both say hello.
Hola!
Hola?
Yes, that's our greeting for today. Hola! Welcome back to another episode. My name is Isabela Jane.
And I am Rosie.
So, as we all know, the world has changed quite a lot.
And I'm Bella.
Yes, Rosie?
I'm a little bit tired of just staying at home and not traveling.
Rosie, don't forget that you can go anywhere with your imagination.
Okay, well then, let's go. Wow, this place is amazing.
Rosie, welcome to Mexico, one of the most diverse countries in the world.
Wow, this place is really cool.
Did you know that apparently Mexico is the second happiest country in the world?
Well, I'm quite happy being here.
Well, there you have it. So Mexico has 68 official languages.
That is a lot of languages, but what's the main one?
Their main language is Spanish.
Okay, well that makes sense, because Spanish, I always thought that you spoke Spanish in Mexico,
Well, I mean, I don't, because I can't speak Spanish.
but you've never been to Mexico.
No, I haven't.
So maybe you should learn Spanish before you go to Mexico.
Or maybe.
Maybe you can use this time in lockdown to learn a new language.
Of course.
Because you got so much time on your hands.
Yes, Rosie, because making these things take no time at all. I am very available and free.
Exactly. You see? Should learn a new language.
So, Mexico actually has one of the world's 7 wonders.
What's that?
Well, it's a pyramid called Chichen Itza, and it is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Mexico.
Oh, we should go there then. Chichen Itza. That sounds like Chihuahua.
Well, Chihuahuas actually come from Mexico.
That's so cool. What else comes from Mexico?
Well, Mexico is one of the largest silver suppliers. A lot of silver actually comes from Mexico.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
And a bonus fact about Mexico is the city itself sinks 3 feet a year. So Mexico City is sinking. Literally, it is sinking.
That's terrible. 3 feet a year? Why is that?
I actually don't know the reason why, but it's quite scary that it just sinks. Apparently, so far it's sunk 32 feet. So I mean, you can do the math on that one. So for a city that's sinking, it is home to the smallest volcano in the world that you can actually go and hike because it is dormant.
Well, it's only dormant for so long, you know.
Yeah.
Bella, I've heard about all these parties in Mexico, the cool music and the dancing. Do you think maybe we can sing a fun Mexican song?
Well, I happen to know one. Ba-da-la-la-la-la-bamba. Ba-da-la-la-la-la-bamba. Se necesita un poco de gracia. Un
una poca di grazia, fammi partire, ai arriba, ai arriba, potissere,
Oh, no sé andare no. Oh, no sé andare no. Soy capitán.
soy capitán.
Taratanda. 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 Ta.
Para la bamba, se necesita una poca di grazia.
Una poca di grazia, tati. Ai, Arita, Arita! Sardina.
Yes.
Do you know that the city is sinking?
I told you that.
Why?
You said I don't know why.
Why it's sinking? Because there are massive aquifers.
What's a borehole? Like a borehole. Like nothing things. What's the thing?
Yes, under the city.
Okay.
But under the sea, it's the city. Yes, that makes it sink.
Okay. So I think we're going to get someone like Teacher Carl to come and explain this. You didn't make my sense.
Why are you coming at me today? I'm not coming at you. You are. You come and take it, the cake box, and all these things you got me. Not just you, Sarah. You think you forget about why makes no sense.
Okay. Do the problem sound? Can you guys hear me now? I don't know how much of that you guys missed, but you didn't miss much.
What I was talking the most, which means they missed a lot, Bella.
Okay, you keep coming at me. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Locking Down with Isabella Jane and Rosie.
Yo, that was quick. Yeah, it's
Guys, we must stay tuned because next up we have got an amazing show, the School of Positivity, and we'll stay tuned, show some love because it is the last show, just for a minute, which is the great season finale. So stay tuned to watch Action Tam and Dude in the School of Positivity. So guys, my name is Isabella Jane.
I can Rosie. Stay safe.
I'm Stacey.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to IBM TV. This is the School of Positivity.
I'm Action Tam, and this is The Dude.
What's up?
It's so wonderful to be with you today. We love our Sundays. We love being with you, and we love sharing stories with you.
We had an amazing week this week. Guess where we went? We'll wait. Guess.
We're waiting. Okay, I think we're going to have to tell them.
Tell them.
we went to a parrot sanctuary. It was so beautiful to be there. A little bit heartbreaking to see these majestic, big, magical birds in cages, but beautiful stories. Lots of those animals are being looked after and loved now.
Yeah, they've been abused their whole lives, and now they're finally being taken care of. So that's pretty awesome.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, it made me think about my own animals.
What did it make you think about
Well,
them?
just that I need to really look after them, because animals are often a lot smaller than us. They're not so good at finding food in the city.
They can't speak a language we understand.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to say please or thank you or can I have or I don't like that. So they're very, very special, aren't they?
They sure are.
And it's so important for us as human beings to look after our animals. Not just the pets that we have in our homes, but all animals, our wild animals, the frogs in the garden, and go on because there are millions of animals, but they need extra special care and kindness from human beings.
Why do they need all the extra care?
Well, think about it. I have a beautiful cat at home, and she really looks after me. Even though I feed her and I make sure that she's happy and safe, she keeps me comfort when I'm feeling lonely. If I'm a little bit sad or having a bad day, she's always there, and she just brings such joy and happiness into my life. So I should give that back to her, right?
So they're like best friends, basically.
Exactly.
And you want to look after your friends.
Always, especially your little friends and your furry friends.
Sure. I wish there was a list that would help us, understand how to look after our animals.
Well, I happen to know of 7 tips that we can all try to look after our animals at home.
Awesome.
Yeah, so should we watch it?
Let's watch.
Let's go for it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the School of Positivity. Today we're going to learn how to look after your amazing animals. We hope you are ready to learn. Today we're going to teach you 7 things you can do to care for your animals. Number 1. Feed your pets healthy, delicious food. Just like humans, pets thrive when they have a healthy diet. Ask your vet what the best food for your animal is. Yum! Number 2. It's time to exercise. Walking, running, playing fetch or tug are all great ways to keep your dog physically fit. And for cats, try interactive play with wands, toys or balls. Number 3. Oink oink. Learn a new language. Our animals are always telling us what they like or don't like, so spend time learning their way of telling you how they feel and what they need. Number 4. We love playing games, and so do your pets. For example, if your dog loves to dig, make him a sandpit. Or if he loves playing fetch, then get him a really cool stick. And if your cat loves going outside, build a beautiful cattery so he or she can be safe. Oh, and please don't put a bird in a cage. Imagine you were stuck in a small cage for the rest of your life. You would be so sad and sometimes get angry. Birds are meant to be free to fly in the treetops with other birds. That's how we show them we care. Oh, we hate going to the doctor. Even though we don't like going, we know that it's good for us, and it's the same for your animals. But you can teach your pets to be okay with going to the vet by giving them a delicious treat every time they go. And of course, remember, your pet is part of your family. Just how mom and dad shows you how much they love you, you need to show your pets how much they are loved too. And always remember, kids, be gentle, be kind, and love them, because they love you and need you too. thank you for joining us today with our 7 ways to look after your amazing animals. See you next time. Bye.
That makes me want to find my kitty and squeeze her so tight.
I miss my cat as well. What do you do for your cat?
Oh, she is such an interesting little creature. She's very skittish and scared of everybody but me, which makes me feel special, but I also wish she wasn't so scared of the world. But I make sure she has her very special blue soft blanket on my bed every day in the sun, so she knows she has a safe place to go, that she'll always be looked after.
Like a hammock on a beach.
Exactly.
She can sit back and relax.
She can. And you, what do you do with your cat?
Well, my cat loves to go for a little walk around the garden, and there's a big log in the garden where she likes to claw and get her nails filed.
Of course, they love doing that.
I also like that because that way when she scratches me, it's not so sharp.
But you do know she doesn't do it on purpose.
Oh
right?
no, it's just playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to have a lion as a pet. Imagine when they play.
Yeah, I don't think that would be very pretty now, would it?
No.
And yeah, back to our animals. They are just so magical and they give us so much, and it's important for us to look after them. And there's so many people in the world who unfortunately don't always look after their animals properly.
That makes me totally sad.
It really does.
I mean, I can't understand why people would treat animals badly. I mean, I think sometimes they don't even mean to, but they still do. Like when we went to the parrot sanctuary, we saw a few birds there that they weren't treated badly, but did you know that just by putting a bird in a cage, I mean, parrots live to 80 years old.
80 years old. So if you get a parrot for a pet, you do know he's living with you until you
are at least 85.
85 years old?
If you're 5.
So you've got to make sure that if you decide to have a parrot as a pet, you've got to know you're in for the long haul. Every day for the rest of your life.
And parrots are pretty loud, so it's going to be a loud 80 years. Do you want to see the parrot sanctuary we went to?
I do.
It's called Brandy Birds. And it's actually a little bit sad because what happened is the people that own the land where Brandy Birds is, they don't want to sell it. So unfortunately, we need to help them try and raise some money so they can buy the land for themselves and those parrots can be safe forever.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea because they've got all these beautiful cages that have been set up and all of these lovely parrots that they've taken in. They care for, they love them. They all have very special diets. Some of them can sing, some of them can talk, some of them do silly tricks, but each one of them are cared for now. They can't lose their home though.
Some of them can even just roam around freely.
That's beautiful. But we can't let them lose their home because then where are all the parrots going to go?
I don't know. Let's meet Dee from Brandy Birds.
Okay.
% of the birds in our sanctuary comes from abused, abandoned, neglected situations. 20% of the birds that's in our sanctuary basically comes from people that cannot look after them anymore. They've left the country, they've gone into retirement villages and they've surrendered the birds to us. But our main objective and our main plan is to rescue the real bad birds. The birds like, I'll give you a few examples. Brandy. Brandy is a blue and gold macaw. Brandy came out of an alcoholic home. He was fed alcohol. He was addicted to alcohol. When Brandy hears a glass with ice in, he goes absolutely ballistic. That's the kind of birds we have in our sanctuary. Wild birds that is basically smuggled out of the Congo and sold to breeders to bring new blood into their flock or into their new breeding systems. Those are the kind of birds we've rescued before. They smuggle from the Congo in little smarty boxes or in plastic containers. They get exported. These birds are extremely wild. They're not birds for the public. They're not birds to be sold to the public, but they are smuggled in because big money is paid for these birds. I have got one bird in particular, Tula. She was a breeding bird for 20 years. All she had to do was sit in this one cage with her mate and every year breed and breed to the extent where she was so traumatized she ate herself up. First of all, she pulled all her feathers out. Now that's not a life that birds should live. They should be free flying in the country where they belong, where they come from. Birds live a very, very long time. They live 50, 60, 70 years. And we've just been in a situation where we've had COVID. We've been stuck in our homes for 2-3 months. And we found it unbearable. These birds are stuck in cages, looking at one wall for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. That is a view. At the moment, it's happening now that our property is for sale. And we need to raise the funds to buy this property. It's not a matter of packing up over 250 birds and just moving on. We've got several big structures, we've got massive aviaries, and that is what our predicament at the moment is having to secure this property to be a sanctuary forever.
Oh, that was a very sad video, but people like Dee who look after their parrots like that, it just gives me so much hope that every single one of us can do something kind every single day for an animal in need, or even just your own animal, or even the animal next door at your friend's house. Be kind to animals. We've all been put on this earth as the big human beings to look after the creatures on our planet. So even though that's sad, it's an important thing to realize that we have a gift, and our gift is to look after animals. I'm so excited for Dee and for those parrots, and I really, really, really hope and wish that they can keep that lad. Oh, Auntie!
Oh, hello, Action Tam.
How awkward. There I was having a big waffle.
Oh, I just came in now. The dude opened the
Yes,
door.
of course he did. How are you doing?
Oh, absolutely wonderful, wonderful. I have to say I watched that video on the parrots.
And?
Fascinating. What beautiful birds.
Aren't they just beautiful? Did you see their colours? They were oranges and blues and reds, all the colours of the rainbow.
I can understand why someone would want to keep one as a pet. You know, sometimes when you walk in, you see a flower, you want to pick it. But just after you've picked the flower, it dies. So it's probably better to just leave the flower there. Take a photograph.
Yes. Or just enjoy it.
Just
sit
enjoy
and watch.
Yes, birds should be free to fly. Do you remember my cousin, Rod the Red-billed Hornbill?
I think I remember him.
Oh, yes. Yeah, did you know we were cousins?
No, I didn't know you were from the same step cousin.
Oh, yes, step cousins. But we do have a very long beak.
Yes,
So-
you both have very similar looking noses and beaks.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, so he's a beautiful bird, and he loves to fly free around the African plains.
As all birds should. So what have you been up to?
Well, I thought I'd show you what I've been up to for the last 12 weeks.
So here's something none of you knew.
Well,
You know our Kruger critters? All of our stories of our elephants and rhinos and lions that we've done for the last 12 weeks. Do you know who's been illustrating those?
it's me.
Artie, the aardvark!
Yes, 'twas I.
I can't believe it was you all that time.
Yep, I do love to doodle animals.
You do. And what was your favorite animal that you doodled? We had 12 of them, I think.
My favorite one would have to be the rhino.
The rhinos, Rupert and Renata. I remember them. And they had pointy noses.
Yes, it was quite a challenge. I had to differentiate between the white rhino
Yes.
and the black rhino.
And do you know what the difference is?
Oh, of course I do. The white rhino has a square lip, and the black rhino has a more pointy lip.
Oh my word, you remember our stories. I'm so impressed.
Yes, and they're also one of my favorites because I feel we need to protect rhinos.
We do.
You know, you were talking earlier about protecting animals, and
Yes.
it's our duty to look after animals. Well, rhinos are in great need of our help
Why are they in need of our help?
because some people like to just hunt them for their
Oh, I
horns.
know, and we need to protect them because one day we're going to wake up and they're going to be no rhinos.
Yes, imagine someone cut off your nose. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
It would be terrible.
Mm-hmm. So we need to make sure that the message is heard around the world that rhinos are not to be messed with.
Oh, I agree with you on that one. And who else did you enjoy doodling?
I also enjoyed drawing Kyle the kudu, who could do and do and do.
He could do everything.
Oh yes, he was quite mad. I remember when I first drew him, I drew him with 3 heads to make it look like he was going.
You mean
Like, you know,
No.
ATT.
Oh, he had a lot of things going on in his brain.
Sure did.
Sometimes those people are called squirrel brains.
Squirrel brain. My cousin is a squirrel.
I'm sure your cousin is your once past removed.
I have a very mixed family tree.
Beautiful, Artie. Well, I thought that maybe we should show our beautiful audience some of or all of your wild animals that you've been drawing.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I also asked a chicken from Nashville, Tennessee, to sing a song while the video plays.
Who's the chicken?
Who's the chicken?
Oh, yeah, who's the chicken that's singing? Because we should put the chicken's name up so that everyone knows who the talent is, right?
You don't know Charlie the cockerel from Nashville, Tennessee.
Never met Charlie.
Oh, my
Cockerel.
goodness. You're in for a treat. Charlie the cockerel will blow your mind.
On a side point, quickly though, do you know that I have 10 chickens in my garden?
10 chickens? Don't tell Charlie the cockerel. He won't want to come and visit.
Anyway, so my 10 chickens love to be hugged. Can you imagine that? Running in the garden and all these chickens come running and you can pick them up and give them a squeeze and put them back and off they go looking for worms.
I think all animals deserve a hug.
Oh, they do. Okay, back to your cockerel.
Yes, Charlie the cockerel, sing a song while this video will play of my artwork.
Okay, well, let's watch and see. I'm so excited.
Well, we're doodling, 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 doodling animals. We're doodling, doodling, doodling them with shapes. We're doodling, 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 doodling animals. And thinking about the ways to keep them safe. We're coloring, 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 coloring animals. We're coloring, coloring, coloring in the light. We're coloring, 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 coloring animals. And making sure they sure look pretty fine. Thinking about animals. We're thinking about them all day. We're thinking about animals. We're thinking about the ways to keep them safe. doodling, 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 doodling animals. We're doodling, doodling, doodling them with shapes. We're doodling, 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 doodling animals. And thinking about the ways to keep them safe. We're coloring, 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 coloring animals. We're coloring, coloring, coloring in the line. We're coloring, 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 coloring animals. And making sure they sure look pretty fine. Well, we're thinking about animals. We're thinking about them all day. We're thinking about animals. We're thinking about the ways to keep them safe.
Oh, wow. I know that voice from somewhere. Was that Charlie the Cockerel?
Charlie, you know Charlie too?
Yeah, Charlie the Cockerel. He's one of the biggest singers in Nashville. I bet Alexander May knows him.
Even Roxy Bart says she loves the music and Charlie the Cockerel singing. Good vibes. Woo!
Yeah, you go, Charlie.
You should have him on our show next season.
We should.
Like, totally.
Yeah. Just keep him away from your hens.
Yes.
Yeah. So, don't you have a question for me?
Do I have a question for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Right at the beginning of the show, you asked me, why is it important that we look after our animals, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me why now?
I sure can. I was paying attention to everything in this episode, and now I know everything. You have to play with your animals. You have to make sure they're fit and healthy and they eat the right things. You really have to take care of them because they're little and they need you and they love you. And they do so much for you. I mean, isn't it wonderful having animals? I mean, even people who work all day, they sometimes go and look at animals in nature reserves and all sorts of things. In South Africa, we call it safari.
A safari.
Yeah.
I love looking at those Kruger critters coming to life again too. So we've spent the last 12 weeks on safari meeting all of these magical creatures that are in our country.
Even though we couldn't actually go on safari because of COVID.
No,
but we
couldn't.
borrowed a little trick we learned from Isabela and Rosie, and we went in our imaginations.
And it was so wonderful to share this time with you. And I've absolutely loved it. And I realize now that we're sitting at the end of our first season that everything we do, everything we've done has been about animals.
Wow, that's right, the whole time.
It was never planned.
I thought today was about animals, but we're always about animals.
Every single episode has been about a beautiful animal. And it's important for us to look after them around the world.
Even if they're dangerous and scary?
Especially if they're dangerous and scary. You just let them be where they are in their bush, safely there, away from us.
Well, sometimes leopards like to climb trees.
They do.
Not just bushes.
Well,
They
leave
can
them
get
in the
very
tree.
high.
Guys, it's been so wonderful to be with you again. We love our Sundays on IBM TV, and we love being able to share beautiful, positive stories with you.
So is this us saying goodbye for now?
Oh, only for now, though, not for long.
All right. So from the School of Positivity, goodbye.
Bye, guys.